up everybody, Sun Diesel here. We're going to be making some dub brushes for Deshane. This one is the green chartreuse kind of color. I'm going to be using stainless steel wire. I throw it on a bobbin so it's easier to use on this brush table. Purchased it from Fly Fish Food. I'll go ahead and start it over here on the drill side. And I kind of just wrap it around itself and use the drill to secure it, and making sure to back my loop all the way to the edge. I run it down and I come back just to measure. I go past the drill and then I bring it to my side and let the bobbin weight leave it secure in there. We're going to be using EP original fibers for this in a few different colors. That's the bulk of the brush, and all I do is I pull out a pencil or almost not quite a Sharpie size noodle, and I cut it in half, and then I will cut it in half again. And by doing this, it creates a 2.5 to 3 inch brush. And I do that for all three colors I use for this green brush. I like using a majority of this more olivey green as the bulk of the brush, excuse me. And then I'll highlight it with some of the brighter green and use the kind of grayish green to really kind of add the dirtiness to it. And I'm also throwing in some Senyos Predator wrap. These come on long strands, and so what I do is I kind of wrap it around my finger and twist them off and cut them so they're about 3 inches, about the same length as the EP fibers. And I lay these sparsely across this brush table. And lastly, we add some ripple ice. Now, the green, the chartreuse, is bright, and so I barely use any of this. It's really light on there. I'm just throwing down a few fibers every now and then. And then the black is what makes it dirty. So I go a little heavier on the black, as you can see. So now we're ready. I'll go ahead and lay the stainless steel wire over the top. Not just stainless wire, and secure it back through the hole. This is tricky with my big fingers. Sometimes I struggle with that, and we'll go ahead and get that through. And there we go. And I pull it tight, making sure it's down straight. Give it a little bit of secureness, and then drop my table down, making sure all the fibers are kind of where I want them. And that looks good to me. So let's go ahead and start twisting. And I'll twist it until I see that very end of the brush start to go. There we go. And at this point, I will use my hands to pull any loose fibers out. You can also use a comb, but on this brush I just use my hands really aggressively pulling on this. And you shouldn't be getting a lot of fibers. It's also trying to get the fibers so they don't wrap around the center, creating bulk. And then I'll spin it until the drill starts to walk in on me, or sometimes the other thing that happens is it breaks on the end like that, and it's done. So I'll go ahead and snip it out and kind of, oh yeah, that looks great. And then I'll just make sure it's all in there, make sure the fibers are nice and secure. Yep, that will catch fish. Yeah, I really like this one. This has been awesome because I'm going to be trying to use it also for trout. Now this one is a kind of a more rusty orangey brush, and these are the colors I use for that. I will go ahead and speed this up so that you know the process from the first one, but we also use the Senyos Predator wrap in more of a earthy orangey color, and for this I'll use copper ripple ice. And so same process, just lay them out in sections. And for this, the bulk of the color I want to be is orange and brown, and so I lay a little heavier on that, very sparse on the white and the bright orange. And we lay down the ripple ice and the Senyos, and then spin it. Same process, pulling out the fibers and snip it out, and there we've got our second brush that we'll be using for the chains I've been tying up. And this one I think is going to just be awesome for carp. And the third one is kind of the black, red, and purple. For this though, you can see I'm using primarily black. We're going to be adding hints of purple and hints of red, and the reason for that is I've just had a lot of luck with black, and I really like highlighting it with the little hints of red and purple, and it should be a good all-around brush. And the reason I do these brushes is it takes a lot of time. Right here, right now, I usually make, between 10 and 20 at a time, and but when I'm on the vise, it just speeds up the tying process, because all you do is you do about 4 to 6 wraps around, and you've got your fly done. So good luck.